For the record, it wasn't just one particular zebra, it was all zebras. So I wasn't perving over one zebra. I'm digging myself a massive hole.
Yeah, it's good. You made it worse. Elephants charging them and they're just their phones up like
Really?
this, not reacting.
Dedication. Great. They know cameraman never dies.
Yeah, we don't want like a million people coming out there now trying to race ostriches.
Yeah, and to take videos backflipping in front of elephants.
Yeah.
Like, people will die doing that.
This is wildly off track. I'm Rhea.
I'm Greg.
I'm Tristan.
I think one of the interesting things here is the availability of technology all the time.
Bro. Hey?
Yeah, I mean, it's on your fingertips everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Everyone's, yeah, I mean, well, look at us here.
I mean, our biggest interaction in the past with any form of tech, the most sophisticated thing we had was probably our cameras, right?
Yeah.
And they were
literally.
amazing little computers, but they were designed just to do one thing, which is capture an image. Whereas now, everything about our lives is super technological, like ordering food, going to the shops.
I mean, even
Everything.
just communication. For the past few years, we could only talk to each other over a radio,
Yeah,
a one-way radio.
Yeah.
Which was great. I wish we could have that here in the UK. Like, imagine rare for Greg.
Yeah.
I love talking on the radio because also only one person could talk at one time. So if you wanted to like chime in and say something funny, you had to be quick because everyone would be racing. You knew if someone said something even mildly stupid on the radio, Oaks are just reaching.
Yeah,
Quick, me first.
Oh, imagine if we could do a podcast with radios.
Radio.
And
With
that's the only way we
radios,
could communicate.
It would just be Greg constant talking.
Greg goes off on tangents, and when you're in person with him, it's nice because you can get him to shut up a little bit. But on the radio,
you
when
can't,
only one person can talk, Greg, you're the only person I've seen achieve it. But the longer you hold that radio down and you're talking on it, it just loses its
It has
connection.
a cut-off time at, I think, like 2.5 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Greg
or
hits
5
that
minutes.
cut-off a lot.
A lot. But then you know what happens? When you hit the cut-off, because if you don't want somebody to get in quickly, you just raise your finger and then put it down quickly, and then you keep going. So you just go,
immediately.
and then keep going.
Yeah, but you don't know where the cut-off is sometimes. No, Greg will go, and when one person starts talking, you just got to listen. You're subjected to their...
My secret was when someone would talk to me, and I'm like, okay, this is so damn boring, or it's not valuable
Thanks,
information.
Ray.
I just say, copy that.
Yeah, no,
That's how I ended it. Copy that. That means, I wasn't interested. Copy that.
You do that to me a lot. That's fair. That's fair. But that was an interesting time for us because you sometimes would go 10 hours without talking to a single human being.
yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even you can't get a text message, you can't get a WhatsApp, you can't hear
I mean,
anything.
even longer than that. Remember,
Longer.
there's some days when one of us wouldn't be in the field.
That's true. Be on your own.
Yeah, it's really. But I like that. I miss that.
It's solitude. Eh?
Yeah, it's you get a lot of time with yourself to figure. Like you just think you just have to process your own thoughts, deal with your own problems. There's no avoiding what you're thinking about and avoiding your brain. You just have to sit there
Live with your
and
mind.
handle it. Yeah.
People should be able to do that more. I wonder. I mean, folks here in the UK and elsewhere in the Western world, in some sense, actually anywhere, if you didn't have your phone on for like 2 or 3 days, people would think you probably died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's very rare for people to have that sort of disconnect. Hey?
The one thing which also that I see a lot here, there's a serious overstimulation. And that could be even just from billboards, from signs, there's always something. You cannot just walk and be zen in your space. There's things grabbing your attention, which purposely done by the marketing teams and all those things.
Yeah.
As the head of marketing for our podcast, you know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an attention-grabbing world. But it was quite fun when our attention was purposely driven at trying to find something, like being on an investigation, like looking for cats or looking for dogs or looking for...
True. We had a mandate every day, every morning.
Yeah.
This is the goal. This is the...
Whereas now our attention is just scattered. Like we don't have... Of course, you want to have structure to your day, but there isn't that end of like that one focus point.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my brain's attention is like all over the place. It's so
we literally
different.
had goals every day, and there was an end goal to film that beautiful sequence at the end for the documentary.
But also at the same time, I find I don't lose my marbles as much now. Like,
do you think you're more chilled
I think
out
I'm a
to,
lot
like,
more like. Well, I mean, I remember those days when because sometimes it was days or weeks when you're trying to find one specific animal or trying to film that animal doing one specific behavior. You spend the whole morning looking for that animal. If you don't find it, you go crazy. You start, kicking yourself. Am I doing something wrong? Am I, you just go.
You were
mentally
really
insane.
bad at finding cats, though.
I
So
was
it
a lot
happened
better
to
than
you a
you,
lot.
man.
There were many days where you were very sad, Tristan.
And
It's
the
okay.
one thing which I've regained once out of the field is manners. Because
Yeah.
out in the field continuously,
Oh,
you
yeah.
sometimes forget what's polite, how to talk to people, and not. Yeah.
That's true.
Got some of the
Conversational
people on the
skills.
shoot. So I remember when I was feral the first time we we worked with Captain Mark, producer Mark.
I remember it well, Tristan.
I had no manners. I'd been locked away in the bush, and I mean, I
With
spent
no rules either.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
also I didn't really socialize with anybody in Mount. I didn't really have any friends at
Well,
that
we didn't
point.
have any time.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
we were
yeah.
doing was filming.
I remember that because that first shoot we did, I think from when the shoot started, and even before then, I was in the field for like 6 weeks before the shoot started. Did 6 weeks, had 3 or 4 days off where we then went to my farm for my birthday. I then got sent to another shoot overseas. Had 4 days back in the UK, and then we did another 6-7 week block. So I think I had like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks maximum time to actually chill out
And interact with other humans.
and interact with people outside of the sphere of where we were. I mean, I know I came across as a complete wild animal, probably, rather than anything else.
Definitely.
That's a polite way to put it, I think.
Yeah.
I was thinking you were going to say something way more hectic, but a wild animal is fairly accurate.
Yeah, I had no morals, I had nothing. I was unhinged.
You went over all those time, and Ray, you and me were the same in some sense. We were trying to help you as like older colleagues of yours, trying to help educate you on how to behave around other human beings. And I think we did make a little bit of progress, but I still get concerned at times.
One thing with technology which did save us is in camp. We didn't have it in our vehicles, but when we would go back to camp, we now had fast internet access through Starlink.
That
was a-
That was a game changer.
That was a life-changing experience, eh? I mean, and then all of a sudden we all ended up with girlfriends and wives.
Yeah, weird how that
Starlink
happened.
helped us because before that, I mean, remember we were as single as they came back then.
Also, we were completely isolated. That will be the whole month. We have no idea what's happening in the outside world.
Yeah. Mad.
Yeah, sometimes you could tell it was getting concerning when Greg would come on the radio. Well, I think we probably all did it. I remember Greg's very specifically drive past a herd of zebras and go, that one zebra's got a really nice backside.
No, what? For the record, it wasn't just one particular zebra; it was all zebras.
Greg, yeah.
So I wasn't perving over one zebra. Just that's the wrong language. I'm digging myself a massive hole.
Yeah,
here.
it's good. You made it worse,
Zebras.
actually.
I mean, zebras.
Don't dig it further.
Yeah, I mean, I could start conversing about this topic, but I think
But we didn't have Starlink. So Starlink, it's all over the place now in sub-Saharan Africa, and it's connected a lot of people that didn't have access. I mean, our form of Wi-Fi or anything before that was satellite Wi-Fi, but to a much worse extent.
yeah, it was really bad. Yeah.
We couldn't even send a WhatsApp. It'd take you hours to send one WhatsApp message. It was terrible. It was awful.
But you know what also was really interesting as we got a little bit further down the line, and particularly once we all got partners, was the little Garmin InReach system, the little GPS messaging system where you could do that anywhere. And I thought that was really cool. That was like a game changer. And then all of a sudden, folks came out with those little Starlink minis, and you can have that on your truck. Now I'm just like, how do we escape the internet?
No, you can't.
Like,
Just to pick up on the Garmin, I was the controller of the Garmin, and it would be inappropriate for me to share the messages that I could see Tristan and his girlfriend sending to one another.
because you could see all the messages,
I
right?
could see all the messages, yeah.
I've briefed her on that as well so many times.
No way.
By the way, everybody could read these messages.
Are you allowed to share a couple of deets about what your missus was getting into on those?
Nothing. Okay, to be
Well,
fair,
it wasn't anything hectic.
it wasn't anything hectic, right?
It was very soppy.
It was very soppy.
Cute.
But you know when your girlfriend sends you a message and it's like really soppy, and you know you can't respond with just like, yeah, cool, thanks. Like, you can't, because then now you're opening yourself up for like a wildfire. So I have to like respond in the same manner, and I'm like sitting the whole time just going.
in front of producer Mark.
And I'm like, I know what Mark does. Mark sits there in camp with his bloody Garmin app open, just watching everything all day.
It was actually, we introduced it primarily for safety. It meant that we could pinpoint everybody. But also the radios, the VHF radios, were sometimes a bit shonky. So
Yeah.
trying to get hold of people was difficult. So it was good to be able to do a safety check-in, or I could relay some information and say, look, we've had a sighting of lions. They're about 1.5 kilometers from your location. So can you go and check it out? But in and amongst it, you'd see that Tristan might be in the middle of a domestic.
Yeah, you know, I actually, my girlfriend will hate me saying it. I wish we didn't have the Garmins. I don't want Starlink
couldn't
in my
escape
car.
it.
I want to just be left out in the bush by myself. Garmins are, I found more of a pain. I never used, apart from talking to my girlfriend, I never used it.
Yeah.
It was literally the only thing I used it for.
You know
I
what?
never ever used it.
Yeah.
That's because your girlfriend
a
was
little
with
bit,
us.
But you know what, thinking about tech in the field, remember when we were trying to figure out how to tell everybody where we were, and we were trying to use like GPS coordinates and stuff, and then all of a sudden people started to use what 3 words, and that freaked me out because
That
people
one
would
was
just start saying 3 different words, be like I don't know.
Apple, teak, mumba.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, what the heck? And then you know about this, Ray. You're giving
No.
me a quizzical look. Do you not remember when folks would just say 3 random words, and then it's an application. What 3 words? I think where the whole world is divided into little square blocks, and
It's
I
like
think
1 meter square blocks.
no, I think it's 10 by 10.
No, it's 1 meter.
Oh, 1 meter by 1 meter. Okay, so it's a 1 meter by 1 meter block over the entire planet.
Yeah.
And somehow they figured out that there's enough words in the English language to allocate 3 unique words to each of those single 1 meter blocks over the whole world. So like this room that we're in right now will have a what 3 words? 3 words.
3 words.
I don't even know what it is. We'll have to look
Yeah.
it up. And guys were using that in the field. Over the
never-
radio. Like people were talking about, I'm at this, and there's 3 words. I'm like,
I found it
That was
so
mad.
jarring because everyone communicates in different ways. I mean, you had the crew that were on the ground, like us, the guys who worked there, and the easiest way for us was to describe where you were. We knew the landscape, we knew the
except for
direction.
Ray, he didn't know.
Ray had no clue what a compass was. But it was like, you know, we had a name for each part of the area we worked in, and it was very easy for us to direct each other in. So that was the way we went about it. Then we had presenters and camera crews coming from the UK. They would often focus on, you know, coordinates with their Garmin or something, or one of them would rather use the what 3 words one. And I found it so confusing when someone would give me a coordinate thing, because I'm like, I don't want to have to, like, it's so much easier for me to know our locations, because I can picture it and get there rather than sitting there on my phone typing in bloody minus 1.5796-5555. That whole thing, it helped a lot, but I found it also hindered the whole thing sometimes.
You're technologically illiterate.
I'm very illiterate.
Yeah.
It was good. It did help.
It was good for people who did not know the area. But if you know the area, it's way faster to just describe a tree. Come to this place.
I don't know. I mean, you remember some of the guides we worked around, like you were trying to explain to them where we were. And even they who knew the area, many times I was like, we need to give them GPS coordinates because they were like,
they weren't.
They didn't really work with us, so they were in the area.
They also, you know, you'd tell them it's called 4 Palms, and then they'd start changing the name to 4 Lala Palms and all sorts of rubbish.
4 Palm Sisters.
They would, 4 Palm Sisters. Like,
Okay,
We got,
I
feel
don't
like
think
we're
we
gonna
should-
get sued for that. We cannot mention 4 palms.
I don't think we could talk about those experiences because I don't have many positives to draw from those.
Let's not go there.
But sometimes you would meet a guide and they'd say, yeah, the lion's by the big tree with the fish eagle in it. So is the fish eagle still going to be there?
Yeah, it was navigating was interesting when you didn't have a common language for the place. Like,
But I also enjoyed that. You know, I kind of enjoyed you just figuring it out. Like, no matter what you're doing, it's a puzzle.
but at the end of the day, when a big sequence relies on you getting there as soon as possible, like it's a bit stressful because if you're not getting accurate information and you're busy dilly-dallying, you're in your back of your mind, you're like, I'm missing stuff.
Positives and negatives. Positives and negatives.
Tech is very useful at times, but also if we rely on it too much, we lose our brain capacity to do things for ourselves.
What I've seen also is there's some people here who live in Bristol. They've lived in Bristol for over 5 years, and they still use a GPS to get around in Bristol. Then I ask myself, seriously, but you've now just become a slave to the technology, and they can't even get around without the GPS.
Don't even know. Yeah.
In the place that they've lived for over 5 years. Seriously?
It's just so much easier, eh? And the data's cheap. I mean, you've seen you go on your cell phone roaming data, off Wi-Fi, and it's cheap, it's easy, and it's always available. It's not like in bots where you're going to disconnect like as soon as you leave a certain zone.
I mean,
But so, okay, talking about Starlink again. I mean, obviously it changed. I mean, we've all got girlfriends now and a wife.
Oh, amazingly. Thank you, Elon.
Without Starlink, I don't think would have ever really been a possibility. And I mean, now we've seen some people that have them in their cars now. You know, it's you just hooked up to your alternator battery, and you can. You know, if your car has power, your Starlink is on, and you have Wi-Fi wherever you want in the entire world.
That's wild.
I mean, I'm not sold on that yet. Some things I guess it's very helpful.
Yeah, but the internet, like constant, it's like having all the information in the world available at your fingertips all the time, and all the cat videos and like all the attention grabbing. Like, I don't know, disconnect, plug it out. I don't want that starting to like.
it defeats the purpose sometimes of why you go to the wilderness, and you're supposed to disconnect to reconnect, but then you're there with your Starlink driving around on a safari.
Have you seen the stream at iShowSpeed?
I've heard about this guy, but I don't know about him.
I've just seen snippets, but I don't.
Yeah,
don't
so
really...
I mean, look, it's
He's a YouTuber, hey?
streaming.
streamer?
I think he streams on. I don't know what he streams on, what platform, but he streams. So it's just
Can you
live
explain
content.
what a streamer is? Sorry, I don't even know what a streamer is.
Streaming is basically just live streaming, like
Oh, live? Okay.
Yeah, live
So you're
streaming.
videoing yourself.
Yeah, and it's just
And
going
then it's
out
going
live.
straight
yeah,
onto
but
the
it's going
internet.
onto those streaming platforms now.
Can we stream this?
Probably, yeah, very easily if you wanted to. I mean, we have Wi-Fi in the house.
That's interesting.
But so he's kind of, I mean, he's done some pretty cool stuff. Like he just basically travels to a continent and does he just streams live wherever he is because he's got a Starlink now. So he's plugged in no matter where he is. You can go to remote places. I did one in Africa recently. He came to Botswana.
No way.
Yeah. But he did some really cool stuff, and he brought a lot of attention to Botswana, which I feel very deserved, you know, and went to a lot of countries that don't normally get, you know, any public eye on them for anything that isn't a big storyline that's quite, you know, scary. And there was some amazing stuff he did in the capital and some of the other towns with locals. But he then went to the Delta, and there's videos of him getting out of the car and doing backflips in front of elephants and stuff, which is something you never would have, you know, seen. And you can't edit it because it's going out live.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, and he shouldn't be doing that. The guys should have stopped him, and he shouldn't, you know, it's not how...
Nah, pushing the boundaries, man.
Yeah, pushing the boundaries of death. Like...
But that's what gets eyeballs.
Yeah, it gets views.
Like, that's the thing. But I'm sure loads of people like him and many others are doing much more risky things.
Yeah.
In front of camera just to kind of get the eyeballs on their programs.
Yeah, and I think I disagreed with that part of what he did, and it wouldn't have been possible.
What was it for? He was
just live streaming.
But he was just doing a backflip in front of an elephant for.
I think he was.
Explain what he was doing it for.
So his reasoning, supposedly, for doing a backflip in front of the elephants, he wanted to entertain the elephant.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Which, I mean, I don't think an elephant's going to find that overly entertaining.
No, man. It won't even register that. It'll be
An
like.
audience will find it entertaining. But I think that's like, and I mean, that's especially in our industry and how we know wildlife and how, you know, spend time with it. There's a risk and a reward scale. And that to me is just daft.
What would you do, Greg, to entertain an elephant?
I mean, they're only thinking about food and mating.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to try and entertain them, I'm trying to provide it with something nice to eat. I don't know, like, but
Run around naked
but
a little
what makes me more what comes to we'll run around naked, they'll be like, wouldn't even care. But what concerns me is a lot of people out in the world who are not connected with the experience of elephants and whatnot would think that an elephant could actually be entertained by a backflip. You know, I mean, are there actually people out there, which they probably are, that people would believe that actually, that elephant is entertained right now? That's the first thing that.
But I mean, that whole scenario wouldn't have happened without Starlink or like the connectivity to that part of the world. I mean, a lot of those areas, the beauty of it was, you know, it's kept away from the majority of the world, and you're disconnected. You have to go there to see it and to visualize it and to actually experience it. And in a way, it's really good that it's getting, you know, the attention and the views that it is. But I don't agree with how it was.
It is a bit unethical. It's not borderline unethical. It is unethical behavior.
What, to backflip in front of an elephant?
Yeah, outside of the vehicle. Because
if it's
I've seen the video, and the elephants
Yeah.
react to it. So,
no.
yeah, it's not like they're completely unaware to him. They're disturbed by it.
They weren't entertained by it.
Yeah.
entertained.
They were not
It wasn't a
entertained.
positive interaction for the elephants.
No.
So Speed's kind of like thing is he likes to run fast. I mean, I think he's tried to race pretty much everyone, like all the Olympic sprinters and everything.
Is he fast?
Yeah, he's pretty quick.
He's not Olympic level quick, but he's fast.
He's up there. Like he's very, very athletically gifted. But when he was in bots, he sounded like that was his thing. He'd get out the car and try and run, like race an ostrich or a giraffe or something.
He did that with the animals.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But you think about like, especially like our time out there, like, yeah, you know, you might think you're safe. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Like, you get out of the car and you just sprint. Like, and if there's a lion hiding behind a bush, it's gonna.
I mean, but we've been in the bush basically our whole lives. Never have I said, "Oh, let me go race this ostrich. Let me disturb this giraffe." Just for views or something. It's,
And then we always know the one thing you don't want to do is run.
Yeah.
It's like that's what they tell you the first thing. Whatever you do, don't run. Like, okay. Well, he's lucky to have come out of there without being chased by something.
Yeah. I mean, look, at the same time, the guy's a creator. Like, he's trying to create content, get views. And I highly doubt he actually has any clue what the risks are of doing any of that out there.
And probably just ignorant to what the effects are on the animals.
Yeah, the problem is disturbing the animals, though.
Yeah, no, that's huge. I mean,
want
it's
to
what we
disturb
try to avoid doing all the time.
I do understand, though, after he raced the animals, raced the giraffes, did his backflip in front of the elephants, that he raised his viewership by 3 million, up to 53 million people watching him backflip.
That's
in front
wild,
of the
though.
elephant.
Maybe we should start doing that.
You can do that. I'll film you, and you can do that. I ain't doing that.
53 million, more than 10 times the population of Botswana watched
That's
him.
mad.
That's crazy cool, though. Like,
Well,
viewership.
I mean, it depends what your incentives are. Like, if your incentives are to get eyeballs, then I mean, good on him, but...
Risk versus reward. I think it's really... I appreciate that he came to Botswana personally.
Yeah,
I appreciate that many people actually like got to, especially in the cities and stuff, got to experience the
I was
culture.
surprised how many people know about him. I didn't know who he was, but then I saw the videos, like in the capital city, streets are packed up.
Really, eh?
Yeah. So,
Like
I
a
don't
proper
know.
celebrity, man.
It's mad. I didn't realize he was a celebrity like that.
Yeah.
Like a president coming to visit Gabs.
I think my whole opinion with it is just really good for the country, really good for everything, and I'm actually really happy that he came. I'd love him to come to Southern Africa again. But I think when you're going to those specific places like in the Delta, that now that people can stream and can do that stuff, you need to have a big respect for the animals and for the things there. And there's a level, and I think the guiding, people should have said to him, you can't do this. Like, that's not allowed.
100%. Because if people viewing this live stream and stuff see that, they think, that's
Normal.
perfectly normal and
Yeah.
acceptable behavior.
Yeah.
It's like you set an example for the audience in some sense, so there's a responsibility to do what is.
Yeah, we don't
actually
want
right.
like a million people coming out there now trying to race ostriches.
Yeah, and to take videos backflipping in front of elephants.
Yeah.
Like, people will die doing that.
By the way,
So-
ostriches have claws that long.
Yeah, and they can open you up, like,
Yeah.
kill you with those claws.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like a 2-inch claw.
Yeah, it's a big claw. I mean, they're big birds. Same with a giraffe, man. A giraffe can can kill a lion with one kick.
Yeah.
Can-
Yeah.
Yeah, not that they're very aggressive to humans,
No.
but you don't. We just don't want people to be doing these sorts of things in the African bush for the animals' sake as much as the people's.
Yeah, yeah.
Leave the wild wild.
Exactly.
Yeah, because also I think a big thing as well is, if you have tourists coming out and doing those kind of things and someone does die, and someone will eventually die
Yeah,
if we
it'll
do
happen
stupid
if you do it enough.
stuff like that, it's then bad press for everything. It's bad press for that part of the world, bad press for going and experiencing wildlife safaris and everything, and it tanks the economy. It tanks people, puts people out of jobs.
The economy.
But it has serious impacts.
One person died. Killed by an ostrich. Economies collapsed.
think about
the
it, like-
country's entered recession.
We're done. We should sell our stocks in
Yeah.
Botswana.
But you think about anytime I see Botswana in the news, or someone tells me in the UK, Botswana's in the news, it's always for a negative. It's never really
You think so?
positive.
I don't agree.
That's
eh?
what news is.
Yeah.
You'll never ever find. But that's why Botswana's also not in the news a lot, because there's not much negative news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If a tourist dies and it becomes headline news, everyone's going to go, ooh, dangerous.
I don't know if I agree completely, Trist, because as somebody who pays close attention to travel and tourism, if everything that comes out about Botswana globally on that front, on places to visit and amazing things, Botswana is very highly regarded, safety-wise, experience-wise, everything that you hear written about Bots.
I've
is
seen
very
one
good.
Yeah, but not
Positive.
on news channels.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the news is what are they gonna say on the news?
Most people aren't reading tourist-
BBC,
It makes a boring story. Eh?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
country is
Botswana-
great. They have no problems.
boring
with
is
it.
good in this
Yeah.
world. If the least they hear about you, the better.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So I don't want someone to go and do something silly out there, get hurt, get killed, and then it suddenly be a global headline being tourist dies in Botswana because they were chasing an elephant.
Some interesting headlines. Did you check that headline from Zimbabwe about that little kid who got lost from his village for like 8 days in Matusadona National Park? That got onto BBC News.
What happened?
A little, like, 8-year-old from the village close to, do you know Lake Kariba in Zimbabwe, in the northern section there? There's a national park there called Matusadona. And it's properly wild. But anyway, there was a interesting story of a young kid. He was an 8-year-old or so that got lost from his village. And he was lost in the park. And he survived for like 4 or 5 days on his own. Just like digging sand out of the riverbeds and drinking the water that came out of the seeped in, and eating wild fruits and stuff, and sleeping on top of rocks and in trees.
I bet Black Mama Man's going to have a song about him now.
Yeah, there will be. He's good. So that was a positive story that came out of
that's good.
Out of Southern Africa. Amazing little kid. And you'd think if you could put an 8-year-old from the UK into that scenario, what they would do.
I'd probably die.
Yeah, at 8-year-old, for sure.
No, I would have gone and
8 years old. Okay, shit, yeah. No, I was waiting for Greg to
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, and when it does go wrong, it does go very wrong. Last year, did you guys see the video with the tourists together with their guide on the Mokoro, which is a dugout canoe, in the water channel in the Okavango, going past these elephants nice and slowly? It was a breeding herd, so mums with children. And they came a little bit too close, and the elephants charged towards the Mokoros, flipped everyone in the boats.
Have you checked the tourists on that thing? Elephants charging them, and they're just there, phones up like this, not reacting.
Dedication, great. They know cameraman never dies, and none of them died.
You want to go out with a viral video.
Yeah, they're like, yep. But sometimes I think, guys, it is the wild. Unexpected things happen.
Yeah,
it's inevitable for something like that to happen.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, for us, it's happened. Like, you think you're completely fine, completely safe, and then suddenly hippo comes out of nowhere, and you're suddenly very, very not safe anymore.
Yeah.
You can't predict it. It's an unpredictable.
And nowadays, when we're all carrying really good cameras on us all the time,
Yeah.
and people are living through filming their things, like these things are happening just the same as they were 20 years ago, but now it's very easy to see because it's always filmed and it's very accessible and easy to find.
Man, I'll watch that.
Everyone survived that.
Everyone, no injuries, nothing.
That's wild. You think about like how much we've exposed people to the Okavango
The
through
awareness,
filming, amazing things from wildlife, and tourists get to do the same thing. There's some incredible wildlife stuff that gets posted online that are just taken from guests on safari, like just shooting things.
And you'll be surprised that something like that will motivate someone who's never heard of this country to say, I want to visit there.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. We're trying to do with how we film.
Yeah. The more tourism dollars that come into places like Botswana, the more chance there's going to be incentive to keep the animals.
Yeah, for conservation.
Around. Yeah, but there's a dark side to it. I mean, if you guys check some of the videos from East Africa with like the number of guests and tourists,
overpopulation
on
of vehicles,
one sighting, it's mad.
They're having serious problems.
I don't know how they're going to figure that one out. It's a model of tourism that Botswana fortunately never really got close to, because we were always quality over quantity. But ish.
I mean, it's becoming a small problem in Botswana. There's certain areas.
Specific areas,
where there's
it's
lots
accessible.
of vehicles, eh?
Yeah.
Which also could be sorted out by just making more roads.
Yeah.
A little bit park development.
Tough solution to figure out.
But I mean, it's like you make more roads, which means you can then house more vehicles can come in.
No, just spread out those same vehicles.
Yeah.
But sorry to interrupt you, Trist, but then there's some kind of pleasure to think that those animals can escape the road network. Like if you're a pride of lions that live in a busy place, but the road network isn't that good, of course you get pounded when you're close to the road. But as soon as you're off in the middle of the bush where there's no roads, that's peace and quiet. So
you're supposed to have peace and quiet, because some people don't particularly listen to the rules and they drive off-road.
That's true. That's a whole nother case.
Don't drive off-road if you go to a national park, please. Like, I can't stress that enough.
Listen to the rules. The rules are there for a good reason.
Yeah. It's not about, it protects you, but it also protects the animals.
And the ecosystems.
Yeah.
For filming, we're permitted to off-road if we get the right permits. Hey, and to follow the animals off-road. But
even then, I mean,
you couldn't have everybody doing that.
But I mean, the only time I'd say we really actively off-road a hell of a lot is when we're following an animal.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Otherwise, majority of our day was spent. If we're tracking, you use the roads to track.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of the time on the roads because it's I mean, first off, you don't want to damage the environment because otherwise you create road networks everywhere and the whole place looks quite disgusting.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Secondly, also roads are a lot more comfortable to drive on.
I mean, not just comfortable for us; they're comfortable for the animals we're following.
Yeah.
So the lions will also prefer sometimes to deviate onto the roads and use that quick access like a highway.
When Greg complains about following lions and all he does is just drive down a road and find them sitting on the road, it's quite
Bugger
difficult.
off. It's hard. What? Western floodplain, dude. Do you remember, Rhea, 2 years ago when those lions were just hanging out in a floodplain
Full
the
time.
whole year, pretty much? And
No
it was
roads,
no
nothing.
roads. It was like we had to just be off-roading every day. That was not easy. On us, all the cars or anything, really. Just
The
rattling
cars
around.
just fell apart.
It was tough. So we all like the roads better.
Yeah, no, we do like the
Sometimes we're
roads.
forced not to.
It's a catch-22 with a lot of that stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
You want people to come and experience Africa, but then you end up with East Africa where it's just chaos and 1 billion people trying to see like one cheetah crossing a small area, or you get Botswana where less people, but then also less people kind of get to have that experience. But it's better for the wildlife and better for the environment. It's like
It's tough as well nowadays because folks are going on safari for slightly different reasons in some sense. Like the idea of a safari as an escape from the rest of the world is kind of not the way it's working anymore.
It's clickable. It's an Instagram thing, isn't it? Yeah.
It's often it's something that we share with an audience, a global audience online if we're social media kind of users. But then the incentive is to try and get the most close up of the big cat or the most, and then it's a different experience. It's also people are not diving into the nature; they're more thinking of the nature as a resource to help give them look at my life.
I read recently. I don't know if this is a load of rubbish or not. There's a park in India where they've just banned cell phones, so you can't cell phone photography and that stuff's banned.
I think I might have heard about this. I don't know if you told me
And
about
I was
this
reading it first, I was like, that's a bit stupid. Like, that's the way that most people take a photo and experience it. I was like, actually, very clever. Because it means now, no, everyone's not trying to get the closest with their little phone or whatever. It's actually forcing people to not sit on their phone the entire time. You have to engage with the wildlife.
Experience.
Yeah, you've got to actually experience what you're doing and you're more focused on it and where you are. And you take it all in and, you actually appreciate it instead of just going, sick, got my photo of a tiger, post that on Instagram.
To be fair for people, not everyone wants to take photos just for Instagram. Some people's for memories, and not everyone has a camera. It's just a cell phone these days. And unfortunately, it's just a cell phone, but which doesn't have the greatest zoom like we have. And inevitably they have to get closer to try and get these photos.
It's difficult. I don't know. Yeah, one of those things. It seems like I don't know. I guess we'll see over the next couple of years if that helps. Did you find anything on that?
Yeah, Ranthambore National Park. In
The Ranthambore. Yeah.
Tourists are prohibited from carrying or using mobile phones during safari drives in core zones. Phones often have to be deposited before entering, so they can even take them in.
I kind of like that though.
Yeah, I like it.
That's probably incentivized to try and protect the space for the tigers, I guess. Because the interesting thing is a lot of it relies on what the incentives are for the guides. Like if you're incentivized as a guide to show your guests the best possible time, if the best possible time is the best possible photograph, that's when the animals get it pushed a little bit too hard. But if the incentive is to give the guests the best possible experience, now it's a whole different thing. And,
that's what it says
it gives
here.
them more space.
It's a mix of to reduce noise and visual disturbance that can stress the wildlife, eliminate unsafe tourist behaviour, so hanging out of vehicles,
of course.
To take the photo,
and to prevent the vehicle clustering.
Yeah.
It's pretty much focused on tigers.
Yeah.
Going back to paying attention, and how this change in Ranthambore is quite a good thing of getting folks to actually just experience nature around them as opposed to just trying to use a camera as a device to kind of document. There's moments for us when we're out there professionally filming, and of course we are slightly disconnected through our cameras. But sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but going to the bush just with your binoculars and not having a camera is a wonderful thing because it takes the pressure off in some sense. Like there's not this constant like I need to film something.
Yeah, but is it wonderful after you see an amazing scene and you know that you didn't film this?
That's true.
And you
That's
know
true.
that this would have been a killer sequence.
But I mean, like, if you think about it, often when we get time off, we end up going back to the bush.
Yeah, we love the book.
Yeah, you know, and I personally, I spend a lot of time, just with my binos. I'll go with family or friends. I've got my own personal camera. I give it to them. I'm like, you guys take photos. You guys, have some memories. I love just driving around, not feeling like I have work to do and not feeling the pressure of
not
that
the
work.
pressure of, true.
Yeah, just enjoying my time and relaxing. Like, I find it the most peaceful way to do it. Like, I go on holiday to where I work.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, sometimes I actually really even enjoy just being driven around.
Yeah.
And then I'm not the one
just drive
scoping,
around,
searching. It's like,
chilling.
turn off my brain. I'm also a tourist now. Just sit in the back of the vehicle and someone else handles everything.
So we probably want to encourage folks to spend a bit more time just observing what's around them.
Yeah,
when they're out in the
as
safari.
personal preference, whenever I see a game view around and I see a load of teenagers with headphones on and looking at their phones, I'm like, guys, come on. It's one of the
that's
most
tough.
beautiful places
Tough
in the
to watch.
entire world, and I don't know what you're doing on your
Playing
phone.
games.
Have a look.
And we're both professional guides. I mean, we get that every now and then.
Yeah.
And it do just help people.
Give them a good
connect.
clap.
On that note, we're not going to clap
take it
anymore,
back.
but I think we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Guys, that was
That's
fun.
been a nice one,
Yeah. Thank you very much for listening, everyone.
Thanks to this technology, we can make this podcast. So, yeah.
Nice.
Time to go and doom scroll on my phone.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.